Alright, welcome back to another video. This is Referred Snow, and I just came off of the last episode, and I am going to be working on the Resourceful Bees, which is optional. What this mostly focuses on is the quest line mostly focuses on are what you need in order to create the catalysts. The squares are what you can craft. So, like nether, bee spawn egg, cobblestone, bee spawn egg, and the andesite bee are all craftable in a crafting table. Diamond. The diamonds require breeding in order to get them. So, you just need to observe them. So, you just have to look at the bee when they're spawned. And these ones produce an egg only through a block mutation. With the pentagons. First, what we need to do is make a mob imprisonment tool. Then turn it into a soul remover, which is 80 megabuckets of redstone. And a mob improvement inside a metallurgic infuser. You need 80 megabuckets, and each redstone gives you 10 megabuckets. And now you have a soul remover. And when you use a soul remover on a soulless egg, on an egg, you get a soulless egg. Another thing you need to make are centrifuges, which allows you to extract the honey. I think. I'm not super familiar with this mod as I am with others. Now I have a manual centrifuge, which you can add stuff into. And then in order to make beehives in this mod pack, since you don't get naturally spawning bee nests unless you spawn a bunch of trees, is you can make beehive frames. In order to make your beehives. And there's a whole bunch of tiers. Once you get to tier 4 beehives, you get apiaries. I'm not really sure what the difference is. Other than it holds more bees. And is a lot more expensive. And let's see. Oh. Uh, Weird stuff. Let's just make a small batch of living stone then. I'll probably spend next episode primarily working on bosses, or once I've completed this and I still have time. It took way longer to figure out than I hoped. And that's about as far as I could go on here with tier 1. for now until I start producing the bees I need. Alright, let's see here. Let's start with tin. Induction smelter, block of tin and soulless eggs. Yeah, so it should be all the same for each of them on this portion. Yeah. Skelly skull. How do you get a skelly skull? Excuse me. And then cooking them. It always takes forever to make this. So this is something I did earlier in the season, in this series, when I first did this because it was part of the Psy, since it was required in order to get the soul jars for the skeleton souls, and the skeleton seeds. There we are. Plenty of skeleton essence. And skeleton skull. Oh, did all that work for no reason. Oh well. Last item. For tier 1B, for the tier 1 material Bs, I need induction smelter. Throw the eggs in and let it cook. And if you hear glass and metal messing around, that's just me drinking my milkshake. And for tier 2, this requires breeding. Yeah. So RGBB. So for andesite, I just need 8 andesite. Cobblestone is compressed cobble. And this one is compressed netherrack and compressed soul sand. Coal, tin, nether, redstone. So I need cyan, orange, lime, pink. Light blue, cyan, orange, lime, and pink. And then RGB is cooking that with a soul sig. Let's just quickly make 2 stacks of it. I'd much rather have too much of it than too little, now that I have infinite space. Then the other craftable bees I have are aluminum and platinum. And that'll be all for easy to make and craftable. Once all these are done. The next require a lot of breeding. After I get the platinum and aluminum done. Blazing coal, silver, lead and andesite, lead is cobble and andesite. Uh, where's my notepad? Let's see. Lead B. Uh, equals cobble plus andesite. Nickel is cobble and iron. Gold is copper and cobble. Lapis is RGB. And cinnabar. Dielectric paste is cobble and cobble. Hmm. Diamond is blazing coal. And I recommend doing what I'm doing right now and just writing them down once you have it. You're looking at these because there's no crafting recipe you can left click and get from it. And then osmium is silver and lead. Radioactive B is item mutation. So radioactive waste barrel and a steel B. I'll go back to that. Emerald B is RGB and diamond. Steel is uh, I don't know how to do those. They don't give you the things, so I'll have to look at that in a second. Into that in a second. All the craftable bees are done. And so, what I need to do is put a bunch. I don't exactly know how these pollinate. I think you just need the item, so the block. So I could test it with iron really quick. Boom. Oh, whoops. Sorry, B. I had a feeling I was going to do that. Okay, good. And because I know the computer for the bees are kind of messed up, I don't really need them going and killing themselves along with the cows and chickens. Okay. How do you breed bees? Um, Item mutation. Ah, there we are. So if I want to get nickel bee, silver is one of the ones. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, you give them an individual piece of thing for that species of bee, and it'll do that. It's like flowers. Four, five. Once they've gotten their share, I've got two. I've got maxed out honey. I don't remember how many bees you get in each one. Then all I need to do is shear. I believe. Yep. And all you have to do is shear. Make sure you put the campfires underneath them, or else you will be attacked. There we are. I really need to make separate pens for these animals. I hate working with bees over a void. Come on, come here. When I have a chance, I'll fully enclose this. Probably tomorrow when after I wake up, because it is getting late for me right now. So I'll probably log off right now, and I'll see in the next clip for me tomorrow. Alright, I am back, and I have sealed off the garden area. And I have also placed all the bees down that I craft. Most of the bees I crafted down in the tier 1 hives. And I've collected honey from pretty much every one of them. With the platinum bees, what you want to do is you want to have flowers out for them and the RGB bees, because those are where they get nectar for the honeycomb they make. There we are. What type of bee are you? Aluminum. Okay. Don't know where you want. But now I have all these bees. I put about 3 per hive. Just like regular bees. In order to get the honeycomb, you need to have some sort of campfire underneath it, so they don't attack you when you harvest the honey from the hive, the honeycomb from the hives. And to use a manual centrifuge, you need bottles, a honeycomb, And when you shift, right click, and you get honey, beeswax, and your ingots, or whatever you get from those. And it'll stop spinning with the manual. Something else I crafted is bee jars. It's extremely simple to craft, just a bunch of glass. And what these do, and they're going to help me a lot when it comes to the breeding of these bees. For the ones I need to breed for this, being pretty much every single one of the tier 2 bees, and the last 3 for the tier 3, along with these 4, which are going to be the ones I do first. I'm going to need more beehives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, just grab a stack of it. Trapdoors. The reason why I put trapdoors down are bees are kind of stupid and they'll fly into the campfires if you leave them unblocked. And let's see. To make your blaze bee. Oh yeah. What you need to do is pigment and redstone. Pigment. Pigment bee needs the nether and gold bee. Or pigment and pigment. Then cinnabar and steel. Cinnabar bee is made from golden is gold plus cobble. Stone bee. And then steel bee is iron and coal. So I'll start with, let's see, Let's start at the top of my list I have. Also, inside of here, I made a little box to store each of them. So first one I have on my list is the lead bee, which requires cobble. And all you need to do to catch it is just right click it. And andesite. Of course, all 3 bees are in there. Hey, look at that. Now that I release these, I just need to pull out cobble. Andesite. And you just breed them like regular bees. And look at that little cutie. And it's going to take a little bit for them to reset. And let's see. Lead bee has been spotted. I'm going to breed 2 of each. I'm going to hold on to that. And where's the other andesites? They're still in there. I didn't need those. Cobblestone, andesite. Cobblestone, I've already fed you. Come here. And I've got both bees. And let's free them. So all you have to do is follow your... Most of these tell you which bees you just breed, which bees you need to breed them. And I'll come back once I have bread for every single one of these. Two of each. Really, the main thing I'm not going to do is craft every single bee from this mod, because that is going to be overkill. In my case, since I'm doing this is for fun, because it's optional. So I will cut back once I have completed breeding all the bees. Alright, I am back, and I have completed all the bees. I was having a bit of issues with the radioactive bee mutation. I do recommend you go watch a video on these because this is not my forte when it comes to mods. But to finish off the mod, I shall finish off all the centrifuges. I need 35 casing and one centrifuge controller. And what this is, it's a 3 for the next, this one and the next one up. It's a, why is this being weird? I don't know, but it's a 3x3 by 4 so you can do 3 combs at a time. You just have bottles and it requires power. Then you have the Elite centrifuge controller. Which requires a lot of netherite. And this has the same purpose. You give it power. Yeah, but this one you do 6 at a time, and it also needs display. These also require a way to pull out the honey, excess honey. I'm not really concerned about those. And the apiary is just a upgraded version of a beehive, but I'm not exactly 100% sure how these work, since I don't go for them specifically. There's tier 3 hive, tier 4 honey block, catnip honey. How do you make that? And that is now complete. which gives me 4 green matter. I'm gonna cut to see how much footage I have for this and see what I can, if I'm not at the hour and a half mark. See what I have. See what else I could do during this. Since I am now completely finished with Tier 3 on Chapter 3, next will be all the creative items. And like the Siltium Dagger, you need a chicken stick. And a lot of Insanium. A lot of stuff. So I'll cut back to when I've checked all my footage. If not, if I am completely there, I will see what else I can do to continue it. Alright, so I have reviewed my thing, and I'm going to say all done for the day. And next video, I'm going to continue with just getting to the point where I'm able to do the Elven Trade Portal for this, since I need to get that in order to do some of the creative items. Because I believe it would be these, yeah. You need Elementium and Gaia Spirit stuff, so I'll focus on finishing up the Botanica with the excuse me, with the Elven Trade Portal in order to get the Elementium. And we'll do the Gaia boss fight and any other boss fights that are required in order to complete these items. Because some of these require a boss fight, like the chicken stick. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you'll find out next episode. So I'm going to research which boss fights I need to do for next episode, and next episode will be primarily working on the Elven Trade Portal, or I do that in between episodes and show you how it works, or then working on boss fights and the maybe some of the creative items I need in order to get to the challenge items, which then will unlock the final craft, which is all those items, including the singularities. And in order to make each singularity, you need a lot of power generation, which is why I need to do the creative items, because between the creative generator and the creative energy cube, I'll have infinite energy sources. So until then, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.